Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Penny Media, and this is just kind of a channel I wanted to create. This is my first video. I'm just gonna go through a little Anaheim wrap up and see how it broke down, see what you guys think as well. So in the 250 main event, it's not that surprising to me. RJ Hampshire, once he got in the lead, that was pretty much it. He got in the lead around Julian Beaumer, like right after lap one, led 14 laps, and that was it for that race. I mean, RJ's fast. We saw it last year, and we've seen it time and time again. It's just a matter of if he can keep himself, on the bike, rubber side down, and if he can just string together some wins and not have to face Jett this year, which is going to help him a lot. But then coming in second, we had Jordan Smith, who has always had speed. He's one of those guys that he can show some speed, great whoop speed. He just crashes all the time, gets hurt, and that kind of ends his chances of winning the championship. Got second last night, or Saturday night, and he looked good. He didn't look like he had the same speed as RJ, but maybe after a couple races, he'll kind of heat up. But we'll see. We'll see how he goes. Levi, I was interested to see if he was going to maybe be able to push a little bit harder up to the front, but I feel like he kind of stalled out with Volan for a little bit. And then just kind of sat there. Still interested to see, if he gets a whole shot, if he's going to win and show some different speed. I don't know if he just gets stuck in catching the same guy that he's near, just kind of catches on to his speed or not. But we'll see how he goes from here. Joe Shimoda, who I think might be the fastest guy in the West if he can get used to the bike. First off, I know this is his first race back on a Honda, and then if he can actually get a start, that would help him a lot. He does tend to kind of shoot himself in the foot with his starts, but he does have some great speed. I mean, we saw at the end of last year. Took him a while to get going last year, and hopefully it doesn't take him too long. I mean, he got fourth, so that's not too bad. You can deal with that. It's not too many points that he lost to RJ, but we need to see some better starts from him to see him actually be up front and run with RJ. And then Volan, I was very interested to see how Volan was gonna do on a new bike. It just seems like he kind of faded. I know. Those red cross flags when he got passed a couple times there, I was kind of like, wasn't too sure if those were legal or not, but it's kind of weird. I feel like they should red cross flag the entire lane maybe and not let him get past in that section. I don't know, but he just seemed like he kind of got tired and faded a little bit. But then Julian Beaumer looked great for literally the rookie year. He came in, got the whole shot, led a lap, and really stood tough for a while. And I'm not sure if he got tired or he just kind of settled down, and maybe they were telling him just to relax, and make the laps. I don't know, but he was probably the most impressive ride in the 250 class, in my opinion. And then Garrett Marchbanks, 7th. Mitchell Oldenburg, 8th. Ryder DiFrancesco, 9th. Comes from Arthur, 10. And that's the top 10 for the 250 class. And now the 450 class. This is the interesting one in my opinion. It was very interesting how this played out. It's not surprising though. Jett, once he got the whole shot, it was kind of a question of, was anybody going to be able to get up and catch him? And I know it's a big deal that he won his rookie debut, this and that. And there's the debate, did Roxon and Grant win theirs as well, this and that. But it's really not that surprising. I mean, he's been the best guy on a 450 in Super Motocross, in Motocross. And really the only difference between Super Motocross is that there's a little bit of motocross in it and there's no whoops. If you've seen him ride a 250, he is, and I saw him ride in Daytona one time in person on a 250, he was phenomenal on the whoops. So there's really no surprise there when he got the whole shot and kind of made that pass back on Jason Anderson in that second turn. The same pass that Webb made on him in the heat race. It was like, that's it, lights out. But it was interesting. I was really hoping that Webb was going to get around Anderson, and maybe Webb was going to sit there and kind of try to wear him out or catch him and try to do something on the last lap. But he just couldn't. So he had Jett one, and he had Jason Anderson second, and Jason sat in second the entire race. Just couldn't really catch Jett, and Jett was probably maybe managing the race a little bit, but he had a lot of pressure from Webb. I felt like the track was really one line, so you couldn't really get too many passing opportunities on this track, which helped out Jason. But Jason looked really good. It was good to see him back. I feel like he struggled really bad last year after having an amazing year the prior. But it was good to see him kind of be able to hold a pace up front. And I don't know. I just would have liked to seen Webb like maybe be able to make a move because Webb looked so good. And Chase Sexton, third place. I feel like he was the most disappointing ride besides Hunter. But I saw him in fourth early, and I was thinking that maybe he was gonna make his way around Webb and Anderson, and that he would try to press Jett, but he didn't. He just he was there for a little bit, and then you could see him slowly start fading back away from Jason and Webb, and I don't know, he just didn't have the speed, and that could be just bike settings. It is his first time on the bike, so we'll see how he progresses. I'm sure he's gonna get a lot better. I watched some of his his YouTube videos, and he seems like he doesn't really. It was interesting to see his like kind of preseason training. It seems like if there was any kind of adverse weather, he wasn't riding. The one video I watched, he rode like 2 times in the span of 5 days, mainly because of weather. So I don't know if he spent too much time on the bike that he should have or not. But I don't know. He's gonna get better, and I'm interested to see if he can rebound in the next race this weekend. AP got fourth, solid ride by him. Good to see him up there. Dylan Ferrandez fifth. I was really interested to see how he was going to do on the Honda, because he said he really liked the bike. He felt like he can push again, like he was on the 250s. But a fifth is good. Still think Star should have tried to keep him. To be honest, I don't know. And then sixth place Webb, and this is the what could have been. Because he looked so good. He looked good in qualifying, won his heat race. Jett did make a push on him in the heat race, but he made that mistake on the last lap there, or the second last lap. And he was just looked so good all day. And you were kind of seeing it. He thought he was going to get around Anderson and try to push for Jett, but he just could not get around him. There's really nowhere for him to make it pass unless he was going to be super aggressive, and he wasn't trying to take Jason out. But he ended up hitting that little hip double, which is just kind of a strange jump, and I get it, and you need to kind of slow him down, add some time to the track, this and that. But he just, went right over into Indonesia and hit the ground really hard. I was glad he's okay, because watching Thrasher get hit in the 250 class and then seeing Coop do the same thing, I'm sure Star Yamaha were freaked out, but see him get back up and get on the bike, he's so tough. It was good to see, but really sad, because I really think that he was the only one that could have potentially got Jett near the end of that race, because Chase wasn't catching Webb or Anderson, and Webb was just really getting held back by Anderson. So it would have been nice to see that battle maybe play out. I don't know how it would have happened. Jett might have been saving some extra speed. I don't know. Then you got Justin Barcia in 7th, and he didn't really see much of him, to be honest. Saw some clips here and there from the little battle box. But I mean, he had so many injuries last year because he kept breaking his collarbone, and then he had his crash in LA. So he needs time on the bike, which is sad because he was looking really good near the end of the Supercross last year. Then Justin Cooper, Mr. Coop. Uh, eighth place rookie year. I mean, he did, I think, string some better scores together at the end of his time in Supercross last year. I know, just kind of did a few races, but I don't know. He's just at the watching him at the Super Motocross. Something's a little off. I don't know if he's just not gelling well with the Yamaha. Or what it is, but he didn't impress in SMX to me, and he didn't. He's just not performing like he could have before his injuries. And that's why I think I get they want somebody younger on the bike, but I just don't know. I think Ferrandis will beat him this year for sure, but I don't know. We'll see how he goes. I'm sure he'll get better as the year goes on as well. But the question is, can you stay healthy? And who all is getting better, and how do you get better than everybody else? And then this is the sad one, but ET3 at 9. I just, I mean, it's not that surprising. You got to be real. I'm a Tomac fan at heart, but when you miss, he's 31. He missed 6 months due to an Achilles on the bike. He kind of got on the bike and really just didn't start to train until the end of the year. So it was right into preseason basically, and he just didn't have time. Time to come back. It was a short turnaround, and he's at the end of his career, like I said. So it wasn't that surprising that he kind of struggled. I would like to see him slowly get better, and hopefully that happens. Hopefully this just doesn't discourage him, and he starts to kind of putt around a little bit. But only time will tell, and we'll see. We'll see how he does. And then Ken at number 10. Ken and Malcolm, 10 and 11, I should say. That's disappointing. And it's, I don't know who it was. Was it Freezy? I've seen some comments about it. I'd have to go back and watch the crash, but they just kind of unfortunately fell, and that was it. I would have loved to seen Ken get up there with Jett. He's another guy that he could really run with Jett. He showed that at SMX. I think he still has that. I just think he got the bad end of the stick. And same with Malcolm. I wish Malcolm would have done better. I would really like to see Malcolm at least get one win sometime this year if possible. And then Adam C. and Cerullo is at 12, and it's just really sad seeing Adam down there. I know he's got his injury, and it bothers him if he can feel like he can hold on to the bike or not. It's just he was so good, and then he had a string of injuries, and he seems like such a good, genuinely a good person. It's sad to see him all the way in 12th, but hopefully he can get better. He made the laps last year. That was the goal. Now let's see. Hopefully maybe he can start to push it this year. I don't know. More a safety concern, I guess, for him, and I understand that. And then 13 was the special guest, Jorge Prado. He coming over for the first 3 rounds. It's cool to see him. I'm not sure if he thought he would do better or not. I mean, he just basically hopped on Supercross for a couple months and then raced the race. So good for him. I mean, he qualified. And I don't know what his expectations were. Hopefully they were short. I know he wasn't used to the one-day format. I think that caught him a little bit off guard. But it's cool to see other guys come out and try it. And maybe he realized how tough Supercross is. But congrats to him for making the main and putting up 13th. He looked really good in qualifying as well. He looked impressive, so I was interested to see where he was. And then Dean Wilson, 16th. Christian Craig, 20th. I mean, he spent a lot of time off the bike with that elbow injury, and he's had a rough go in the 450 class on that Husqvarna in Supercross since he's been back over from the Yamaha 250 on Supercross. And that's really sad. And then 22nd, I see the guy Vince Freezy. And I know Hunter Lawrence probably might not like him too much. I mean, the first turn, right, he's doing what anybody would do. If they get the jump, they're going to come over. But, like, he's passing 15 lanes of traffic to get to the corner first. It was kind of a dangerous move. Um, and it took Hunter out. And so that's the most disappointing ride had to be Hunter Lawrence not making the main. Got a bad start. He's got to fix that because he has a tendency to do that. We've seen it in the 250 class. His starts get him, and I would like to see, can he get a start, and then can he maybe challenge his brother? I don't know. He's got the speed, obviously. We know this. I would have liked to see him maybe get top 5 or so, but he got cut off by events, crashed, didn't make the main from that. His bike was mangled, so he was just kind of doing the laps. Then LCQ got another bad start and just missed out on that last spot in the last corner. Just couldn't get into 4th, and that's a really unfortunate way for him to start his 450 debut. But he will bounce back, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a top 5 next week. But we'll see. Hopefully he can get a better start. But yeah, Vince Friese. And then I don't know if anybody saw Dean Wilson's post, but it looks like Friese tried to take out Dean Wilson. Not take him out, but make a pass, not take out the Friese way. And I don't know what happened exactly, but it looked like Friese got hurt and a little shaken up from it. I don't know if maybe Dino elbowed him a little hard or something coming in there. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if Dino tried to punt him into the stands on one of these races, and I think that the AMA should just let that happen. There shouldn't be any repercussions for that. But I don't know. I mean, he's trying to race. I get it. Well, thank you guys for watching. This is my wrap-up. I'm interested to hear any comments about what you guys think happened in the race. Who impressed you the most? Who didn't impress you the most? Who was, the most surprising? Let me know in the comments below. Like it, and let me know if you want to see more. And I appreciate you guys watching. If you watched all the way through, thank you. And I'll catch you guys after the next race. See you.